Hello everyone! So, this week in PSO2 NGS, there is practically nothing to make a video on. I guess there's that time I was reborn as a slime collab, and there's a new limited UQ for Dalian, but there's really not anything for me to make a video on this week. So, instead I decided to do something different, and while I do have plans to potentially make some kind of video on a different game, it currently isn't finalized as far as what I'm going to do. So until then, because I'm not doing a weekly check-in this week, I instead decided to show off my alt accounts. Now, over the 4 or 5 years, almost 5 years come, I think the 5th anniversary is like 6 or 7 days away. I collected a lot of alt characters rather. Most of these were made because of the Vibe Quest in base PSO2, and obviously when the NGS came out there wasn't a whole lot of reason to have alt accounts, so I instead decided that I would just use them as different characters to play as, but you know, it became extremely tedious to upkeep it because, well, I had to level them all up, and back when it was still early on in NGS, this meant slaving away in combat zones, and you know that's not very fun, especially pre V2 combat zones where it was an extremely slow crawl. So, anyways, as of I guess level 100 update, I basically leveled up all my alts to level 100 on at least one class. Most of these it is bouncer, because if every alt character is a bouncer, that means I can just easily play them, and having to upkeep like one pair of gear and for every character is a lot more convenient than having several characters. Anyways, beyond the Vibe Quest, I continued to make alts for whatever reason in NGS. I don't know why. I was incredibly bored a lot of times, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a new character. And even though I very clearly shouldn't have, one of my friends, Nat, and he's like, no, don't do it, and I kept on doing it because I was bored. And the way I see it, Estelle has always been just, this is how she is, and I don't really like playing with different looks on her, and so that's why I make alt characters, and that's basically the story behind it. Most of the alt characters I use a template that it's literally just different stages of my main character, Estelle. So usually what happens is I like to show off my my characters when there's a new face coming out, and since we're getting a new face, which hopefully I remember to overlay that video in the editing, I probably will plan on moving on to a new face, or well, specifically with Estelle. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to show off all my alt characters. Now, I very likely will not use a lot of these characters in videos because there's, let's be honest, there's not a lot of opportunities to do that, because Ark's record is it's boring, stale, and that's the main reason for me to usually play. At least for the meantime, there's Malignant Veil coming out soon, so that's something. Anyways, with that being said, I am just going to show the characters on screen, and feel free to be inspired by it, I guess. I mean, fashion is part of the game, even though I kind of wish gameplay was a bit more important. And yeah, so yeah, with that being said, if my plans go well, expect a video on, or some kind of gameplay video on a game called AI Limit. I honestly had it on my wish list for a while, and I decided to just buy it because it's like, maybe I can finally make some kind of other game content on this. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but AI Limit is what I'm going to play. So that being said, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video.